As I was saying, I'm just a third year going into my fourth year. My name is Jackie, and I'm gonna fill in for Lindsay on our Mustang Monday to just chit chat about ASI and the rec center. And we'll have some guests who are gonna hop on in a second, which will be really good. And so I'm excited to just talk to you all about sports. Make sure you guys have all the in on it. But yeah, double major between theater and environmental management and protection. And it's going to be a good time. So we're going to have, just waiting for them to hop on very briefly. But hope you guys are all having a good Monday. If you want to, you can drop some questions in the chat. I can chit chat about either any of my majors. Oh, here we are. Hello, hello.
Hi.
What's your name again? One more time.
Melita.
Melita. So good to meet you. I'm Jackie.
Hi, Jackie.
Oh, hello. Awesome. So we're just gonna chit chat about sports today, right? That's the goal. Amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So let's just dive right into it. So the rec center got a lot of programs, the sports, right?
Yeah. Did you want Jack from memberships to join too, or just me for now?
Yeah. No, Jack can totally hop on as well.
Okay. I don't know if he can. We're in the same room.
You're all good. That's perfect. That's amazing. No. Then take your time. He can hop on when he's ready.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah. Well, because we kind of just had some actual general information to go over, so that's why I was just gonna see if he'd get on.
That's perfect. In the meantime, someone's talking about rugby. Do you guys have women's rugby?
We have women's rugby as a club sport. We do not offer it for intramurals. For the most part, anything that's not offered at our D1 collegiate level, we have a lot of offered club sports, and then we kind of mirror the big sports that are collegiate in the intramural level.
Definitely. So for club, you're still traveling and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. What do they just do you go to other colleges, or do you go to just random fields? How does that work?
Yeah, usually they go to other colleges. Sometimes they have it here, and they get to use the same sports facilities and things. Yeah, I know our soccer is really big. Our rugby team's really good. I've seen some of their practices, and it's wild what they do. But they also kind of just our men's volleyball, since we don't have a D1 team, they get really, really competitive. And even to make the team, you have to be pretty much D1 level. But then they go out and win championships for clubs and stuff, which is awesome.
Definitely. That's super cool. Yeah, I have a lot of friends do intramurals. I know for volleyball, it's pretty intense too.
Oh yeah. We have, especially because we offer multiple levels. So we offer D3, which is, for basically people who've never played or who kind of are just really there to have fun. And then we have D2, which is usually pretty competitive, especially for our really full sports. So basketball, volleyball, soccer, those D2 games can still be pretty competitive. And then there's D1, which I know as a freshman, I came in and I had played volleyball for a long time.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll be on this D1 team with my friends, kind of just expecting it to be high school club level.
Yeah, totally.
And it was definitely, it was good and fun, but it's definitely you want to be there. And then I've been on D3 teams where people have no idea what they're doing, but you're just there to have fun, with a club on campus or something.
Yeah, definitely. It was funny because me and a couple of the other theater majors, we went in and we played D3, IM soccer my first year, and literally none of us knew how to play at all. We were I feel I don't know if it's true, but I heard we got worse than the whole entire league for D3. We were still getting creamed because we're oh, if we do D3, then it'll be fine. No one knows what they're doing, but everyone still knew what they were doing even in D3, and we're just getting pummeled. But it was so fun nonetheless. We got Slurpees after every single game together. It was so fun.
Yeah, that's always fun, especially on some of those cold nights out there. I know too, because I've been with the intramural program since being at Poly, and we offer multiple different levels of employment. So we have our entry level, which is for our officials. So we have actual officials out there for every sport, so from volleyball, soccer, football, ultimate frisbee, futsal, softball, and then we even offer some tournaments that we have officiated too. But so you can get paid, like it's the best job on campus. You literally get paid to watch a fun sport, engage with it, participants, and just be there. Yeah.
So like those people are like reffing. You guys are like constantly hiring for new refs, right?
Every quarter, yes. And we're gonna have a big need in the fall. We're looking for a lot of people because we, haven't had any live sports, so we have to rebuild our basis. But
yeah,
I was started as a basketball ref and for my freshman and sophomore year. And honestly, I kind of went into it thinking like, oh, cool, just a, part-time job. And it ended up becoming my family. A lot of my good friends, coworkers, everyone has come from that. And you just start to get to recognize people. And I get paid to work like up to 13 hours a week to run up and down a court and hang out with super cool people.
So fun.
Yeah, it was the best thing ever. The application to do it has not been opened yet, but we do have a link. I can work on putting that in the comment section. We have a link that people can sign up for when the application does go live, because it's a really fast process at the beginning of every quarter because we start intramurals right away.
Definitely. That's super awesome. And then so like, let's say that like I want to play next year, but all my theater friends graduated and I like don't have a team to play with. Can you like put me on a random team, or like how does that go about?
That's a super great question. So we, for every sport, we try for every division, depending on the sport. It depends on how many leagues and divisions there will be, but you can join a free agent team. And so it's a lesser cost because you're not paying for a whole team. And we facilitate the team getting together. So we'll have like a D2 free agent, a D3 free agent. So if you feel you're really good and kind of want that challenging, then you can try to be on whatever level, and then we get everybody together. And we've had really good success with free agent teams. And some of those have then stemmed onto being their own team continually.
Oh, that's fun. See people make friends, like lasting friendships then.
And yes. And yes, you can work as a freshman. I see that as a comment. I started my second quarter just as a freshman, just because I didn't know about it my first quarter. But we are super flexible hours. Like I said, I honestly think it's the best job on campus. You get to schedule yourself, so you're not even beholden to a thing. Everyone is super open to, if you need someone to cover, if you can't work because of finals or whatever, we're really understanding. And yes, your rec center membership is included with your tuition. Once you come on campus for the first time, a lot of times they do it during slow days or WOW. Someone will bring you to the rec center to get your get all set up. Yeah, well, actually, they switched away from a hand. We're no longer have a hand scanner. You download the ASI Access app, and there'll be a barcode, and that's what you scan to open the gates. So it's super hands-free, easy. So once you do it the first time, it's a little wonky, but you finish it, you figure it out, and then you can come anytime, as many times you want, to the rec center. And as long as you're a rec center member, then you can play in intramurals.
So funny.
Sometimes.
So obvious that I haven't been to the gym recently.
Yeah, they just reopened everything. We also, too, for anybody interested in applying or looking at the jobs we have available, there is a link Jan Wood sent. If you scroll back up, that's a link to save. Our website has basically all the information. We try to keep that up to date with not only open jobs, but just everything. Our schedules, that's where we're going to that's how you'll be able to register for teams, is through the website as well. So everything's there. Yeah. And registration day for sports becomes super competitive. Some of the teams sports like basketball and soccer that fill up, we've had the whole, like every single offering, which is, I'm going to say about 30 to 60 teams. We've had that fill up in 18 seconds before.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're really, and we're trying to be able to offer as many things as we possibly can, like to get to as close to maximum as possible.
Definitely. That's awesome. So you don't have to pay, I know like in general, we don't have to pay to use the rec center, right? But so if we want to be on an intramural team, we have to pay, right? There's a charge. Is it a small charge per team?
Yes, so it's we're depending on which kind of sport, it's going to be a little over 200 for your team, and that includes 5 guaranteed regular season games, with officiated and everything, and then if you make playoffs, that's in addition, like that just comes with it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and then you get to win a champ shirt, which we just voted on the design for this upcoming year, and we're super excited.
How's it looking?
Um, it's really
Exciting.
cute, super awesome. I have last year's sitting right here. Well,
Oh, come
I
show
keep
us.
calling it last year, but it's whatever the time before. So like usually like to have something on the front. It's a really comfortable t-shirt, and then something fun on the back. And I'm even wearing one underneath my polo from a few years ago.
You're
It's
ready.
kind of
You're ready for that one.
when I put on my undershirt today, I was like, I guess. She we Oh, by the way, are you able to put Jack in, or does he have to request, or
Um, let me see. The rec
okay.
center through the rec center.
Yeah, yeah.
Send request.
Okay, cool.
Awesome.
Oh, there. Cool. Yay.
Oh, cool. Okay.
um, but yeah, so this is like a get a shirt is kind of a point of pride, and mute yourself, like so I don't hear it. You know what I mean?
Can I?
Yeah, there's a mute button, like
Got
above
it.
your face. Beautiful, cool. I could just hear myself echoing. Anyway, so you can't get it until you win, and people get super competitive about getting a champ shirt.
I know
And
what
so
you're saying.
the first couple people who get them every year are always super excited because you see them walking around campus and everything. But yeah, that's what we have, and we have like we'll give away other things for sportsmanship and stuff, and chance to get featured on our social media, and that's really kind of we're going to have a big heavy presence with that so that people can really be seeing what we're doing all the time, because we're all about getting people involved.
Love it. Very exciting. And Jack, you're here from the rec center, right? Awesome.
Yeah,
You
that's
guys can
correct.
also get in the same frame if you want to. If you guys want to all hop with them.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Amazing. There we go. No more echo.
Oh, wait, you have your AirPods in. Thank you.
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay,
Perfect.
beautiful. That works.
Amazing stuff. Great.
Jack and Jackie.
Yeah. Woo!
We're ready.
Yeah, so sports, so we have murals, we have club teams, but then we also there's stuff going on through the rec center as well, huh? Amazing.
Yeah, I'm happy to talk about anything that we have. If you'd like, I can go through some of like our main talking points. Otherwise, we're happy to answer any questions you have.
Totally. Let's chit chat about the rec center.
Yeah, sure thing.
Yeah, so I know like I personally have taken like a spin class through the rec center. So there's like a bunch of other classes, and that's not an added fee, right? Just like go in, completely free of charge, train professionals,
Yep.
leading
For the
classes.
time being, it's by reservation just because classes do fill up. That usually sticks around. But all of that information can be found on our website. That's just going to be the ASI Rec Center's website. The link should be in the bio on this account if anyone's curious, and just under our link tree, you can see everything there.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, go on.
No, you're right.
You're good.
All I was gonna say is that a lot of people there's some classes that fill up weeks in advance. During when we kind of get back to normal too, a lot of stuff sometimes you can do a standby to get into class to get the class. But I know certain spin teachers and Zumba teachers, they have such a following that their classes fill up. People love it.
Yeah.
And then they have specialty things like sometimes they've done yoga on paddle boards in the pool.
Cool.
They've done Krav Maga, like just some awesome things that way they can find for teachers who are willing to do it.
Oh, that's so cool. And I know I've taken the spin class, literally so fun. Zumba, like hip hop and heels. I've done like the 6-pack abs class. I've never heard that people would take the paddle boards out and do yoga in the pool. That's like so cool. I can't believe I've missed that. I didn't know that was a thing at all. That's super fun. But yeah, cool stuff. Like really cool stuff. What classes am I missing? The spin one is super fun.
That's a good question.
I know there's like bar, there's hit, basically anything that you're interested in, they have. And then also one of my favorite things in the downtime between classes is you can go in the studios. I like to do that and just kind of do my own. You know, you can get the free weights, you can get a yoga mat, and kind of do your own. Yoga. There's a lot of yoga classes.
Yoga. What's yoga?
They have in some studios, like the one studio for spin is just spin. But even some of the dance clubs on campus practice in there.
Yeah, I saw that. It's called Urban Movement, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I know that I've seen them practice in the rooms a lot, and then when they're not practicing in the rooms, they're practicing in like the parking garage, which is like so cool, and like that's like the classic like hip hop. I'm from San Diego, so like big hip hop scene, which I was kind of a part of in high school. So it's like cool to see like that tradition of like practicing in garages like carry over when they can't get the room, which is cool. But so for like the people at home, since they like can't exactly like see in their mind's eye like what the rec center looks like, if you could like put them there like in the heart of it, like what are they going to be running into?
Yeah, the first thing you're going to get to see, as you kind of touched on earlier, is our beautiful pearly gates at the front entrance. So you will want to make sure you download that app ahead of time. You'll be able to log in with your Cal Poly credentials and it'll pull up the barcode. You'll be right in.
It looks like this.
Love to see it. So that's called ASI Access. That's available on the App Store, Google Play Store, any of those sorts of places. You will want to release your information to ASI as soon as you can. I'm not actually sure if that's up yet. That's a permission that is released to new students sometime in the middle of July. So just keep an eye out on your personal info tab. Very bottom of the page, you can release your information to ASI from the university. That just tells us that you actually exist. We could just set it from there.
And if you have no idea what he's talking about, when you first come to the rec center, they'll prompt you to do that. Usually in the beginning of the year, they'll have extra computers dedicated to that because so many people don't know what it is and it's kind of in an odd spot. But yeah, it's under your personal info tab. And you get this little barcode and you come in and scan and boom, boom, boom.
Unfortunately, that barcode does refresh quite regularly. Everyone wishes they can take screenshots, but no, just to keep it kind of safe to each individual person, it does refresh each time you log in.
No, that's so annoying. I'm so sorry, but that's so annoying.
Yeah, I have this random 7-digit code in my mind forever that I memorized from doing my hand.
Yeah. I was like,
but no longer.
Unfortunately, those are long gone.
I know, I want one of those machines.
It's so funny because I was literally just thinking, because of COVID, I haven't been to like the rec center in so long, and I was like going a lot my second year, so I couldn't go my third year. And then like now I was like, oh my gosh, like it's time to go back in. I totally like forgot my 6-digit code. I'm gonna have to like scroll through my notes to find it. So that's so funny that it's just like not even existed anymore. Amazing. One less thing on my plate. I just had a quick question because I was giving a tour earlier today, actually. Busy gal. But someone was asking about like one-on-one training. And I don't know if it's because they were like concerned that their student like doesn't know how to use the workout equipment. So is there like one-on-one like training that's possible? Is that free? Is there an extra charge? I was probably totally lying because I told them that it was an extra charge to have one-on-one training, but is that true or how does that work?
So historically, it used to be that we would offer a free first-time personal training session.
Right.
That paperwork will be available at some point again this fall. You sign up for that first round, you get to work with one of the PTs. And then if you are interested in continuing with it, it is a paid program, as that's just how that program supports itself financially. But it is a great program. We're working on actually hiring a lot of that staff too currently. So for any of those of you out there listening, if you're certified as a PT and are interested in working for us, you definitely might want to look into what we have listed. All of our job opportunities are posted to ASI jobs. That actually is also linked in the link tree in the bio for this account.
Cool.
Yeah, and we also have, as well as something that you have to be certified for, if you want to be a lifeguard, that certification is required. But if our lifeguard staff is super awesome. Another great job to be on campus because we have an Olympic-sized swimming pool, a whirlpool, and a walk-in kind of, I call it like beach, but it's
totally. Yeah, I was like totally wondering about the whirlpool because I know when I went in the back like last year or the year before, and then I think the whirlpool was like closed at that time. It was covered, but like how does it work? Is it literally like like it sounds? Is like a lazy river kind of thing? And how big is it? Because I was so curious. Because I've seen a
Is
lap
it
pool,
like
but I haven't
20
seen
feet
like
across,
I
30
would say,
feet?
yeah, like 20 to 30 feet. It's
okay.
not, as big as a lazy river, but the first time I went in, I was not convinced that it was going to push me around. But I just got on one of the little floaties from the pool, and
Oh, fun.
it gets a good amount of, circular
Fork.
centrifugal force.
Centrifugal force.
And then you end up in the middle, and you run into your friends. It's kind of fun, but yeah. It's a cool little thing. Plus our sand volleyball courts, that's where we do intramurals does offer sand volleyball in the spring.
Wow.
And so we get to use those courts. And we also use them for our mark ruling tournament, which we have in the fall. That's where we collaborate with Pulse and the other some other entities on campus to kind of promote mental health awareness in a really fun way. It's a student who used to go to school here, and his family comes out and helps us put on the event, and that's why the Mark Rowan tournament. And staff comes out and plays volleyball too. It's really fun to watch a bunch of professors and full-time staff members play volleyball against each other.
That's so fun. Amazing. And then I know, like with me personally, like I know when I was taking like a lot of the rec center classes, I would like do the thing where I would like wait outside if the class was full and like see if there was any like last minute classes like passes. And that was from the pro shop. And I know like the pro shop does like a lot of other things that just like give out like last minute passes. Can you like touch me on like a couple other things that they do? I think there's like equipment that they rent out or
Yeah, Pro Shop is definitely your best friend for anyone who's interested in coming to the facility. Besides, passing by memberships at the front desk, they're probably going to be your first stop. You can check out any sort of equipment. So we have basketballs, racquetball rackets, ping pong once the ping pong tables come back, spike ball nets, a bunch of board games and the like. So, she mentioned the volleyball courts out back. There are 3 courts. If you want to run spike with your friends, come to the Pro Shop, check out some equipment, head on out that way. We also have a bit of a sports pro shop, so if you needed to buy like goggles, a lock for your locker, I'm actually not sure of everything that they sell, but they do have quite a bit of stuff regularly. So unfortunately, you do need to bring your own locker for the locks on site, but you can always buy one at the pro shop if you needed it. So they really are your best friend, usually a great first stop on your way in.
And they also have a towel pass, which is like the most awesome thing. You pay a one-time fee, and then they give you a little card. And anytime you come in, you can give them the card and they'll give you a towel, and that's so you can have it with you for your sweat and for wiping down machines around the rec center. And then at the end of your day you go and you give it back and they give you a card, and it's a never-ending cycle, so you just don't want to lose that card. But it's super cool.
that's awesome. I never knew we had that at all. That's awesome.
A lot of people too they're really understanding when we have intramural nights for volleyball and basketball, since we use the main gym in the rec center. A lot of people for warming up and stuff will go and get balls and they won't always get returned, and so we end up doing that for them. So they have a good supply, and they try to keep them in good condition too.
That's awesome. Super cool stuff. Also, if you guys want to touch on polyscapes at all, that'd be super cool.
Yeah, Polyscapes is honestly great. It's kind of hard to summarize what they really do, but I can kind of talk everyone through some of the programs that they offer. They're also an equipment rental center largely. That's going to be more of off-site stuff, so you can rent surfboards, kayaks, wetsuits, climbing gear, camping gear, you name it, they've got it. They also run our climbing wall on site, and that's the Polywall crew. They have a bouldering wall and a top roping wall. I believe you can get belay certified through them if you're interested in belaying. Other than that, though, they do have staff on site for belaying. And then, of course, we also have Poly Escapes trips, which are one of the most iconic things I think about Cal Poly. So they do a number of trips every quarter, including camping trips, kayaking trips, climbing at Bishop, and occasionally some other places. So any of you who are big rock climbers, I know that they do at least one annual trip to like Joshua Tree, which is pretty amazing if you're interested in that world. But really anything you can think of sports-wise, they've certainly got it for you to take off-site. You just come in, show them your barcode, they'll get you set up with any of the equipment if you want. Those rentals are usually small charges depending on like the scope of what you're doing. A lot of the day use stuff won't charge you. So if you needed climbing shoes for the polywall, that's included in your like access to the facility. But then some of the longer trips, you do have to pay a little bit more.
That's super
And the
cool. I
people,
thought you had to pay for shoe rentals because if you go to like Pad or like any other like local gym, you totally have to pay day to day. So that's so awesome that Cal Poly subsidizes that.
and the people who run the not only the shop but the trips, they're so enthusiastic about it, and they're just totally outdoor people.
Definitely.
And they actually, the last year's student manager, she worked really hard on getting a lot of history, a lot of the places where we do where trips go, kind of our
Mhm.
own native ground, and so they worked really hard to learn a lot about that, to map that out, so that we can be informed as students when we're going to different locations.
Awesome. That's really, really cool. I know when I'm always on tours, I'm like, yeah, like Poly has scoops and like it's super awesome. Um, Yeah. Oh, also, people just in general, watchers, viewers, if you guys have any questions, since we're just starting to settle down with kind of all the things that we want to touch on. So if there's anything that we haven't touched on that you want to make sure that you want to hear about today, whether you're a prospective or admitted student or current student, just to be in the complete loop. Because we have our intramural people, we have our rec center people. So now is the time to get your questions asked about sports or workout equipment or workout classes, the pool. So make sure to just drop those in the chat and we'll get around to those. But yeah, really cool stuff.
I was gonna say one other thing too. If the something that's great about the having that personal trainer availability, it's like I know the rec center can kind of be intimidating sometimes, especially when like there's glass windows everywhere, and as you're walking up, you can see people working out really hard, and that can seem kind of crazy and scary. But if you're ever unsure of how to use any of the equipment or what to do that's best for you, that is another great reason to have that personal training availability, as well as
Definitely.
anybody, the back soups who walk around are always going to be yelling at you if you don't have your clips on your weights. So, they're there to help too.
Yeah, and to that point, I know a lot of people are intimidated by the facility, just they think of it as this really big and impressive gym, which it is, but it really is a great place to be. We pride ourselves on being like Cal Poly Recreation Center, not just the gym on campus. So between the pro shop, IMs, Poly Escapes, and everything that we have to offer on site, it really is a lot more than just a gym. So if you're feeling a little bit apprehensive about coming by, don't worry about it. Come on in. We're more than happy to answer any questions you have. All of our front desk staff is pretty well informed and are more than happy to answer any questions you have.
Yeah, and just to kind of go off of the thing I'm seeing in the chat, any kind of questions you have about major specific or financial aid, we do have a financial aid office. We also have every college has their own academic advising, and it's super easy to do a major minor in different colleges. Personally, I'm an engineering major and I'm minoring in the big college of business, so anything's possible. You just have to kind of do some research and look who to ask. That's the right person.
Totally. I know there
Yeah,
is. Yeah, I would check out just our websites about the double major in question. I know sometimes it's hard. Those two colleges are the ones where it's kind of a little more challenging to double major in, and I'm not quite sure if you can double major with business for some reason. I know they're a little bit particular. But I also am not an admissions officer. I'm just a poly rep and a student that just kind of gives my personal spiel. So I would just make sure to check out the admissions YouTube page, check out the admissions. Just admissions page in general. And then also, if you do want to come to campus, if you are a prospective student or admitted student, and if you're taking campus tours, you will actually have you will have access to an admissions officer at the end of your tour, if that's something of interest to you. But awesome. And if I don't see any new questions about items or rec center, but if you guys have anything you want to add before we kind of close out.
Just that, I've never met an ASI employee that's unhappy with their job. We love working for ASI and we love the rec center. It is a great, great place with good vibes all around.
Yeah, to that point, I will say, as a new student a couple of years ago, I didn't really understand what ASI was. So I would definitely encourage everyone to go check out the ASI website a little bit more. But just kind of as a cursory survey of what it is, it's the student government. So it really is an organization by and for students. Everything we do is oriented towards your needs. We're here for you. We're a great resource, whether that's questions or leisure activities that you want to get invested in. So I'm sure if you see anybody walking around in their ASI polo, they're more than happy to talk to you about what ASI does and programs that they have to offer, any questions you even have about being new at Cal Poly.
We do have a marching band. I know that's also competitive and they practice a lot. But to talk about really quickly competitive for intramurals, it can range. We have different levels, D1, D2, D3 for all the sports, sometimes an open league depending. And so D1 can be super competitive, pretty top level, and D3 is a lot of people just there to have fun. But that's also all of that kind of information when we have the leagues and everything will be on our website. And that's where you'll know more as well. And I know the club teams can be pretty competitive depending on the sports. Like I know men's volleyball, they sometimes only take 1 or 2 people every season. Granted, now might be different, but yeah, the clubs have their own websites too. So
Totally. And then just really quickly, ASI, you guys have like a crazy big budget, just like, so it's like a little bit different than ASB just because like you guys are dealing with, it's like $27 million every year or something crazy high just to make students happy. So
it's voted on. The students are the president, the student president of the campus is through ASI, and we have our whole governing board and everything, and they're the ones who are sitting in on those decisions about the money and how it's getting spent and where it's being allotted to the different programs. And so based on how successful we are and how we do every year, they make sure that we have what we need. And so it's really awesome. It's super empowering, especially in the position that we're in. You learn a lot about student development, and even the full-time staff, they're all about you spearheading it and kind of figuring out what you want your experience to be.
Definitely. And then even just like the rec center in general, like that building is like a multi-million-dollar building too. Like just got finished building, or they just finished building it like 5 years. It's like newer.
It's
like
the last decade.
It's been a bit longer. Yeah, it was 2012. ASI fundraised, I want to say $52 million to drastically overhaul and increase the capacity. I think our total square footage is like 164,000 square feet. At one point, I'm not sure if it's still true, we were the largest facility west of the Mississippi. So yeah, we're definitely not on the East Coast, but that's okay. Yeah, so we're pretty big, but it's great.
And to be available to students, including in your cost, it's just something that you can't miss.
Definitely. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming on today. I appreciate you guys answering all of the questions, and just giving kind of an inside glimpse at just like sports and staying healthy and keeping your body fit. I appreciate all that. Thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you, Jackie.
Thanks, Jackie.
Pleasure.
Bye.
Bye. I'm so untrained in this topic of live streams. To be like so honest, I'm a person that doesn't even have Instagram, so like I'm just trying to hang in there. So I'll just close out with you guys here, and then I'll learn how to fix that for next week. But thanks everyone for tuning in. If you came late or missed part of this live stream, this will be, it's been recorded and it'll be up on the admissions Instagram page in a couple days if you guys have any questions or just kind of want to look over the video. Big shout out again to everyone here, and just excited to see everyone next week. Bye.
Hey there, my name's Rafael. I'm a 4th-year journalism transfer student with a minor in Spanish, and my pronouns are he, him, his. Thank you for watching the video. Please share any questions or comments you have down below in the comments section. Click here to subscribe, and to watch more videos, click here. If you want to sign up for a campus visit, we're offering in-person and virtual options, so check out our website. Link in the description. Thank you for watching.